everyone, welcome to our video. In this chance, we will present about the tips and tricks in IELTS Test. But before that, let me introduce our team. The members are me, myself, Jayanti, Intan, Selviana, Dohona, and Balqis, Azwar, Lubis. The tips and tricks for listening skill are: Number 1. Listen to English every day. The only way to improve your listening skills is to listen to English every day. It doesn't matter if it's just 10 or 15 minutes here and there, as you're traveling on a bus, eating lunch, or cooking the tea, just listen to something. You need to hear English used naturally in many different contexts and spoken with a range of accents. In your test, you could hear the speakers from the UK, including different regional accents, Ireland, the US, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, or South Africa.
Number 2 for listening is listen to a range of things. The test will include 2 monologues. It's like 1 person speaking and 2 conversations. So you must practice listening to both. You'll find all the practice material you need in online. It's, for example, like podcasts and TAD talks are great for listening to monologues, and radio broadcasts and interviews on YouTube ideal for conversations.
Are your weaknesses? Practice, practice, practice. This is true, of course, but practice wisely. Just completing a practice test after a practice test isn't necessarily going to improve your score. Take time to analyze your results and determine what mistakes you are regularly making. Then work on improving this.
The tips and tricks for reading skill are: Number 1. Skimming. If you read in the usual slow, relaxed way, you will not pass the IELTS test. Learn to skim and scan. These reading techniques use rapid eye movement and keywords so that you are able to move fast through the text. Skimming is reading rapidly in order to get a general overview of the material. Here's the overview. First, read the first paragraph attentively to get an idea of what the text is about. Second, pay attention to the first few sentences of every paragraph. This will give you the main idea of the text. And last, the third, always read the last paragraph thoroughly as this normally contains the summary.
Number 2 for reading is scanning. Scanning is reading rapidly in order to find specific facts. When you are scanning, be sure to, first, always underline important specific information and numbers. You don't need to read every word. Look out for information like names, dates, figure, statistic, etc. And the second is, from the question, identify the keyword and then scan the text for it and possible synonyms. This will help you find the answer more quickly. It is important to be fast, focused, and alert. You cannot allow yourself to be slow and relaxed.
Focus on the ideas, not the words. Reread and then paraphrase it in your own words. Explain to yourself what you have just read. Focus on the ideas and the message rather than the words in front of you. This is extremely important because the answer you are looking for has definitely been paraphrased.
The tips and tricks for writing skill are: Number 1. Read the text outline twice. It's important to fully understand the text that you are completing. IELTS examiners will give higher scores to test takers who fully address all parts of the text and show that they have well-developed answers on the topic. Highlight or write down the different elements of the text scenario or question, and make sure you address all of these in your answer.
Number 2 for writing is plan your time. Text 2 is worth twice as much as text 1, when it comes to calculating your final writing band score. With this in mind, plan to spend about 40 minutes on text 2 and 20 minutes on text 1. If you spend too much time on text 1, you may find yourself unable to final text 2, which will result in a lower overall writing band score.
Draft your answers. Spending some time planning your answers can help you achieve higher marks for the coherence and cohesion assessment criteria. Examiners look for evidence that you can organize your ideas logically. Aim to cover one key topic in each paragraph and read your essay or letter to make sure the ideas flow well together.
The tips and tricks for speaking skill are: Number 1. Use a range of grammatical structures. When IELTS examiners assess your speaking skills, they mark you against these following assessment criteria. First, fluency and coherence. Second, lexical resource. Third, grammatical range and accuracy. Fourth, pronunciation. Try and use a range of grammatical structures using complex and simple sentences to express what you want to say. Know your own errors and practice speaking to friends in English, or record yourself to see if you can spot errors. If you hear an error, make sure to correct yourself. You are assessed on your ability to use different grammatical structures accurately, so it's very important to practice speaking about the past, the present, and the future using correct tenses.
And number 2 for speaking is don't use big and unfamiliar words. You may want to impress the examiner with big and complex words in your speaking test, but to be safe, avoid using words you are not familiar with. There is a higher chance of making mistakes by either mispronouncing words or using them in the wrong context. Mistake can affect your final band score, and use a range of vocabulary that you know which is relevant to the topic being discussed.
Don't memorize answers, especially in part 1. Memorized language doesn't give the examiner an accurate measure of your English language skills. The examiner will be able to tell if you have memorized your answer, and this may influence your final score badly. That's all from us. Thank you for watching our video about tips on how to improve your IELTS score. We hope that this video will help you to improve your own IELTS score.